In southwestern Somalia, more than 60 AU soldiers, most of them reportedly from Kenya, were killed in the attack. The Secretary General's spokesperson, Stephane Dujarric.
Obviously, seeing the reports, we're monitoring the situation. We obviously condemn the attack that took place on the camp of the African Union peacekeepers. I understand the majority of the victims were Kenyan soldiers. We obviously send our condolences to the government and to the people of Kenya and to any others that were also killed in the attack.
A number of, several of them, indeed, Kenyan Defence Forces soldiers have been killed in Somalia today. The number is still not known because al-Shabaab says they killed at least 63 soldiers. The Kenyan government remaining mum on the numbers. AMISOM this evening releasing a statement saying that indeed there were casualties and there were injuries, but saying that those numbers are still being verified, not giving any numbers. In Kenya, Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta issuing a statement saying that the killings were heartbreaking. It is not clear now to tell whether there were any civilian casualties, but what we know is that there were casualties on both sides, the side of the al-Shabaab militants and also the side of the Kenya Defence Forces. There are also other casualties from the Somali National Army. This is because, according to the Kenya Defence Forces, the attack actually started at a base for the Somali National Army, and the Kenya Defence Forces, the troops that were killed, were actually repulsing the al-Shabaab militants who attacked the Somali National Army base. It is a shock indeed because this is the first time that the Kenyan soldiers are receiving such massive casualties. It happened last year to Ugandan troops. It also happened last year to Burundian troops and now to the Kenyan troops. And so a lot of Kenyans are actually saddened, most of them again coming back to the same issue that they have had, saying that the troops must come back home. But others also going ahead to say, using a hashtag on Twitter. Kenyans on Twitter, as you know, are very vibrant on social media, using a hashtag, hashtag I stand with KDF. KDF is the Kenya Defence Forces. Well, the Kenya Defence Forces has spoken through the Commander-in-Chief, that is President Uhuru Kenyatta, who has termed it heartbreaking. But he also said that the Kenyan soldiers, he called them patriots in uniform, saying that they have paid the ultimate price. But he also said that the government will avenge the deaths of these soldiers, saying that their blood will not be shed in vain. But he said that this is not the time for Kenya to leave Somalia. He says their work is not done and that they will continue to protect both Somalia and also Kenya by having the troops inside Somalia. And what has happened is that immediately the attacks happened, the Kenyan Defence Forces sent in fighter jets into southern Somalia. And for the better part of this afternoon, we understand they have been bombarding areas that they believe are hideouts of the al-Shabaab militants. And this always happens every time there is an attack on the soldiers or every time there is an attack inside Kenya. Kenya sends in fighter jets. And so this is no different from what has happened. But we also understand that this time they're going to pursue the fighters to their camps inside Somalia.
Speaker of the National Assembly